So, we're looking to get approval for the minutes from the regular council meeting from December 23rd.
I'll make that motion.
A motion by Mike,
I'll second.
second by Donnie. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Anybody opposed? Motion carried. Public hearing meeting minutes from December 23rd. Entertain a motion to accept those.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Mike,
I'll second it.
second by Donnie. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Anybody opposed? Motion carried. All right, and then we did have a closed meeting on January 6th. And I think Mike and Matt, Linda, and Mayor were there.
I'll
So,
make a motion to approve that one sentence.
motion made by Mike,
I'd second that.
by Matt. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, do we have any additions to the agenda tonight, or deletions or anything?
I do not.
Do we need to set that meeting, or are we remote tabling that? What,
We'll set the meeting.
Okay,
We have to set one yet. Yep,
okay.
another one.
Okay, motion to approve the agenda.
I'd make a motion to approve the agenda.
Motion made by Matt,
I'll second that.
second by Don. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Anybody opposed? Motion carried. I'll just drag it out a little bit here with this top item, just,
Yeah, maybe we want to jump to the second one and just see if,
okay,
yeah, that sounds
otherwise
good.
we'll go ahead with it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just gonna kind of jump a little bit here. We do have Bernadette here, I bet you, for Food Shelf, is looking to request a new furnace.
No, we don't need one, do we? Where are you?
I don't think we.
Okay.
No, I think Bob fixed it.
Okay,
I meant someone else.
okay, so,
He can explain it.
okay, what's going on with furnace at the Food Shelf?
Danny Stengel had called me last week and just said the furnace was out, and I'd Lyle Lotman come and look at it, and it was a safety switch. There's a power venter on there, and if it doesn't fire up, he thought when it's 25, 30 below, that thing didn't fire. And basically what that does is it vents the exhaust, so it doesn't allow the furnace to kick in and emit carbon monoxide inside the building.
Okay,
So it was just a matter of a couple reset buttons on there, and I know where they are now, so. We did stick, I don't know, $300 or $400 into it last year to put that power venter on there. It's an old school, solid furnace, still functioning fine, but when something major goes on it again, it'll have
We
to
don't
be
want to freeze
replaced.
the food.
But-
Not all of it.
well, we don't wanna freeze the staff.
Well, that's true, but it's doing a very good job now again.
Yeah.
And we don't have that many problems with it. I
Okay.
hate to stick $1,000 into the
Right.
building. So I'm satisfied with it as long as Bob said it was okay, that it would continue working. I'm satisfied with going with it.
Okay.
Cool. Thanks,
Okay.
Brenda.
Thank you.
All right, well,
Okay,
thank
so-
you very much.
So at this point, then, we
Yes,
don't
it
need
was.
to do anything for that. That is good. We have a resolution, 01-13-2014-1, vacating the street, and this, I believe, is up at the north end of town, that 4th Avenue Southeast, and then kind of behind Stuart Bill's and those houses back there, I believe is what this one is, isn't it?
And actually, you probably remember that
No.
we had already done one the night of that vacate.
Mhm.
Galen clarified, remember he was wondering if that pin was in the right spot? He clarified with the surveyor, and actually the pin was set as if that vacate wasn't being done. So it was set as far to the, it basically was showing that we still had a road there. So we had the surveyor move it over so that it's 50 to the neighbor and 50 to him. And then the surveyor, the reason why it was set that way was that the surveyor had not given a legal description for the bottom portion of that vacate coming from basically the alley down to 39.
Okay.
So that's what, this new resolution, you'll notice it has a third legal description there. I got that legal description now, so I just want to approve, I want to get the resolution approved with the correct legal descriptions on it, and then Galen got the pin moved and everything, so it worked out really well. His surveyor's been, him and Galen and the surveyor have both been really great to work with, so we just need to approve it with the new legals.
Has he come forward or anything as far as with a portion
That's
of the
for-
reimbursement?
Yes,
Is
I have that
okay.
on there.
Okay,
Yep,
okay,
yep.
all right. Okay.
So this is basically more just of a housekeeping thing than anything else.
Yep.
We've already approved it, but now it has an additional legal on it, so I think we should approve it again with the changes.
Well, I'd make a motion to approve resolution number 01142-014-1.
Okay, I have a motion 0113.
I'll second it.
We'll
We'll save you a step.
0113.
I guess I was just reading it off of here.
Yeah, I have it on the heading as 0114, sorry. I when you read it off the agenda, I was like,
Okay, which one is it?
yeah,
Which
it's
is
the
the right one?
0114.
Okay.
That's just the.
All right, motion made by Matt, second by Mike. All
Sorry.
those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Motion carried. Library rent. And Anna, maybe you can kind of give us library rent increase. I see that we have in our packet that Dick Bajowski, our landlord for the library, is requesting a rent increase of $50 a month, so it would go up to $850 effective January 2014. And he put in there as permitted by the lease and agreed upon with Herb. And so,
I'm guessing Herb is who's.
must have originally done
Must have done
the
the
lease
original,
with them.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah, and I just gave you guys a copy of your contract when I highlighted the part in regards to the rent increase, so.
and in here, where did we,
Did they give a reason for the rent increase? What is the basis of the,
You know, I did not get the chance to talk with Dick in depth about this, I just requested that he put something in writing.
okay, because we just had our rent increase $50 last year too.
We did, that's correct, yep.
and I believe, kind of per the contract, that regardless of cost or not cost, they are allowed to go up 3%. To go up 3%.
Mhm.
Looking at this,
Assessments, taxes, insurance, and
right, but even if-
5%.
yeah,
plus
but even
3%
without
on
that,
it. Right.
even without that, they could go up 3%
Right.
regardless without.
Yep,
And 3%,
would be $24.
$24 would be that. These two numbers here, these, Anna, these are the 3450 and the 3384 are the assessments or?
No, that's just what I quick jumped on Beacon to see if the taxes, but they don't have 2014 taxes up yet.
Okay,
So
so-
those aren't even relevant.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, I think it's a matter of interpretation of how you wanna interpret this. I guess, in my mind, if they don't bring documented assessments, taxes, and insurance for the prorated portion of the library, then it would be 3%.
Mm-hmm.
That's just how I don't know if you guys read it the same way, but
Yeah, well, no, if they're asking for a 5% increase, they need to bring documentation showing that either the document assessments, the taxes, or the insurance of the facility went up. Is how I.
that's how I read it too. Yeah, and last year,
I mean, I know there was recent improvements done to the building, but that doesn't warrant a rent increase, I don't believe, in my mind.
yeah, and last year we would have done, I'm just trying to figure out, we would have done almost a 7% increase last year. Yeah, just shy of it.
Because it says not to exceed the 5%, doesn't it? Am I reading?
Yeah, so really last year we shouldn't have even done the $50.
No,
So we kind of gave a little extra bonus that year.
the past history of the renting agreement, how often has the rent gone up in the past 3 or 4 years?
That was
Is
something
that
else,
the first
Linda,
increase
that
in
was
a
the first
while?
time that
Last
I've
year was the
ever,
first increase,
yep,
I
that was
think.
the first increase I've ever been approached about, so.
Yeah,
And then
'cause-
when was it increased, in May or January? What
It was the
month
first of
that?
the, yep, it was
It was
January, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, because it was 750 when we first started leasing over here.
okay.
Yeah, so from 2009 to 2012, I mean, so for 3 years we didn't have any increase, so
Mhm.
that's good too.
If you prorated over all those years, it
Comes down to probably that 3%.
Yeah, probably comes down to that 3%, that would be what I would guess too.
Last year's would.
Right.
Last year's you increased.
Right, that's, yeah.
Not this
Yeah.
year's.
Right.
I guess obviously if they come forward with a 3% increase, we don't have much of a choice the way that the lease is documented and written.
Right, I
now.
think that the minimum, you know, we minimally give 3%, the way I read it, like
Which would be
$24.
$4. And then if when the assessments and all that come through, because I imagine they're gonna have assessments for Robert.
Park,
Now,
yep, that'll be
does-
going on
Does
there.
Dick own all 3 spots or 2 of the spots in that stretch, or 4, or whatever it is?
Like he owns everything except for the pads portion.
Certain paths, so.
Yep. So he definitely will have assessments, because that's one thing I tried to jump on and look, and there's
Right.
definitely Robert Park Ave assessments coming on there. It's just
Great.
that the county doesn't have, Beacon doesn't have the 2014 up yet, so, so yeah, I would say, you know, per the contract, just because there's no documentation of anything
Oh,
else.
he doesn't have anything yet, so.
Yeah, it's not out yet.
Do the 3% now, and when he comes back with, when they get all that,
Yeah, if
come
they wanna
back
come
and
back,
get the
they
other
could do that.
2%.
Yep. Yeah, it's kind of written.
Should follow the lease agreement, I
So,
guess.
do you wanna
Yeah.
make that as a motion?
I would make a motion that we do a 3% increase as of now, and then when documentation comes in, that the landlord can come back with the documentation, and we'll address it at that time, but for now, 3% would be, you figured at $24?
Yeah, $24, yeah.
That's, I'll make that motion.
When does this lease expire?
The 10-year.
29th January.
Is there any way that we can altercate the lease? I mean, I guess I'm not prone to going up $50 rent every year. I mean, that seems like it's a little astronomical.
Mhm. I do.
It said not to, wasn't there someplace where,
I mean, if there's a way we could get into a new lease where there's something that says, you know,
Yeah, I could talk
I
with Dick
guess
about
I
that.
don't know, but I'm not comfortable with $50 every year going up and up and up.
Yeah, I definitely haven't been, when dealing with other situations with this property, I have not been impressed with the lease, I will say that. I think it's just kind of a mock lease that must have gotten pulled off of, I don't know if it's off of the internet or someone else used it, but it's not very clear or written very well. And so I think there's definitely amendments that can be made on it, and I think Dick would be willing to work with us if we sat down and figured something out that we were all comfortable with. I can definitely, you know, and maybe if when we do that, we could extend it 10 years from that point too, so then he would be getting, you know, a couple extra years on his contract too.
Right.
So I can talk to him about that. But,
Mike made a motion
Yeah, there we go.
to approve a 3% increase on the library building rent. Is there any other discussion then at this point? Otherwise, I'd be looking for a second.
I'd second that motion.
And is that, by the way, with the stipulation of looking at, do we have to put that in there?
I'll
Okay,
make
add
sure
that
it's just,
different. Okay,
yeah.
so I have a motion on the floor and a second to increase the library rent by 3%. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed?
I think I have to abstain.
Okay.
Yeah, you were right on that.
Motion carried. I didn't even think about that. Carried.
That's not why you're so quiet over there. Okay.
All right.
Got it.
Culligan water quote. That must be this thing here.
Yeah. This has been something I've been wanting to do for a while, and I've just stuck to kind of ordering bottled water. But the only problem is that it doesn't fit in our fridge, and then when you put all the bottled water in there, then you have no room for any of your lunches or any food. But otherwise, if we don't have bottled water around here, or if we went to this Culligan, you end up, like if you're cooking anything, or even coffee, like you have to come to the bathroom, and use the bathroom sink. So, just sanitary wise, it's a little bit uncomfortable. So I had Scott look into renting just a cold cooler, like you can do the hot and cold, but we just figured just the cold would be sufficient, which could be $9.50 a month. We could do a 2-year agreement, and then you just do a 5-gallon jug, and they'll come and deliver it and trade it out whenever we run out. So it's $6.75 for that. So I mean, honestly,
How much
I'm
are
in
you?
favor of it.
Yeah.
How much you spend in a month
I was
on
just gonna
bottled water?
say, when you end up going to buying a case of bottled water, you're almost paying that much anyway,
And if it's
so.
getting thrown in the garbage and not recycled and stuff.
Right, exactly, and it's just, we don't have a kitchen here, and so we can't fill that fridge with 24 water bottles,
It'd be
cause then
nice
you
to
can't
have
use it for
some
anything
of
else.
our workshop
Yeah.
and the meetings, just to have
To have
water
water
on the
here.
table here.
Yep, yeah, and we were thinking we'd put it right in that back corner with, there's a plug in there, and that way it's in the council chambers and everybody can use it, and, I think it'll work.
Copple guarded.
yeah, with his wife.
So then that's just a rental, the machine.
Yeah, yeah, we
anything
wouldn't own
breaks
it or
down, they-
anything,
it's
and,
free of
um,
charge, it's
yeah.
repair.
Yeah, exactly, so it seemed like a pretty good deal to me, I mean, it actually is a lot more affordable than I expected.
Yeah, it is.
And they're in town anyways to do a couple other businesses, so I think that, you know, made it a little bit more affordable too.
I make a motion that we approve a water cooler or a water, what do you call it, a dispenser?
Yeah, water coolers.
Okay, I've got in discussion, so I see up in this top sentence, you got 3 different prices. $10.50 a month or $9.50 a month.
They signed a 2-year agreement.
Yeah,
It goes down a buck if you sign 2.
Oh, the
Yeah.
second, the $12 a month is for the hot cold.
Yeah, if
That's
you
where I
sign a
got
2-year,
confused.
yeah.
Okay,
and I don't know what you guys think, but I didn't think we needed the hot one.
you got a microwave.
And we got a
in the
microwave,
office.
so we need to heat up
Right,
water,
right.
so.
Okay, we have a motion by Mike to go ahead and approve the ordering the water cooler.
With a 2-year agreement for $9.50 a month.
Okay,
I'll second that.
Second by Don, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Motion carried. And survey reimbursement, for that vacate property.
yes.
That was with Galen, we
Yep.
talked to him about that.
Yep, and I did, I met with him, I actually figured out I took his total survey amount and I figured out the price per, you know, linear foot that he was paying for the survey, and then I measured out how many feet of his total survey did we end up surveying, that was our property, so I counted the vacate in and then the public works property. And it came out to be that we would, you know, if we multiply it out by the foot, we'd owe him like just shy of $1,400. I met with him and he said that he'd be comfortable with 1,000. He said, I don't wanna, you know, he didn't wanna make a big deal out of it. The total survey was $3,000, so a third of it, which I think is
That's
fair because I mean, this surveyor, he has done everything for me. I mean, he drafted every legal description. He's done everything I've asked him to, and that was, you know, I mean, $1,000 for.
So did you keep his name and number
I did.
card for when we
He
need
did,
him next?
yeah, he did a really good job, and I mean, it was surprising to me that being that we didn't hire him, he was willing to do all that for me. And
Yeah.
so I think $1,000 honestly is cheap, because he would have surveyed that whole public works property, got us all the new legal descriptions and cleaned that up, put in new pins,
Yeah.
and then did this whole vacate too, so.
Oh, yeah, it was definitely beneficial. for
I think
us
it was
too.
worth it,
Yeah.
$1,000 to
Yeah,
me,
that's- at
I
the
mean,
end of the
cut
day,
So
Galen a
we'd just
check.
be reimbursing
Yeah,
Galen,
yep, and he
correct?
was comfortable with that, he said he didn't want 1,400, he thought 1,000 was fair. So,
I make a motion to reimburse Galen Stump $1,000 towards the survey.
We have a motion on the floor by Mike to reimburse Galen Stump for the portion of the survey.
I'd second that motion.
Second by Matt. All those in
That's
favor?
all right.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Motion carried. Closed meeting date for land negotiations.
yes, I talked with Toby after the last closed meeting that we had, I believe it was last Monday.
Mhm.
And he had a few new developments that came up, and he'd like to set another closed meeting to discuss the same land negotiations. So he was thinking sooner than later, and preferably not a Monday night. And he was thinking
Yeah,
maybe,
Next Monday night, we got fire practice.
oh, that's probably why he told me that
Yeah.
then. So,
Were they looking to do like an afternoon meeting, or is this gonna be in the evening?
no, I
It's just
think we
the
could do
council,
whatever.
it's cool.
It's just the
We're not
council,
having
so.
anybody
Okay,
here.
okay.
I
That
don't
I'm
know,
aware of.
Mike,
Oh,
what works
I
best
didn't know,
with
yeah.
your,
Please.
Since
Go
you're
ahead,
all over.
just, I'm
just
all
pick
over
something,
the.
okay. So I think we should do like 5 o'clock so that Linda can get here, cause
Yeah.
5 o'clock is usually the soonest you can get here.
Tuesday would probably work.
Next Tuesday at 5?
14.
14, no,
No, tomorrow's the
21st.
21st.
I can't be here at 5 that night.
Oh,
but
okay.
Well,
Well, what about that Wednesday?
Wednesday I could, but Monday I can't.
Wednesday I'm gone. Well, I might be and I might not be. You know what, and if I'm not here, it's not a big.
What about Thursday? You're usually back some.
Thursdays then.
So what about the
And
23rd?
Thursdays, I'm not.
Oh.
Yeah, I just,
And you don't
Don't.
need me either,
I
so.
yeah, I
don't have
mean,
to be
just,
here.
I
Well,
mean, you're
what
gonna,
time can you get here on that 21st?
I'm not positive. Lanny goes to the vet because he was diagnosed with diabetes, and whenever.
what
he
about
got
Monday the
vet-
20th if we did it? Fire practice doesn't start till 7.
Yeah, so you can still do it at
You know,
5
I
and
mean,
get
if we
over it.
did
Yeah, we
it
can
at
do it
we-
at 5.
5 or 5:30 to
If
make
it's before
everybody.
practice, I think it's fine.
What's that?
If it's before practice, I think
Well,
we'll be
right.
fine with that.
You know, if we can
Shouldn't
get
take that long. I mean,
No, I think it'll be a half an hour, and
Seven.
it'll be,
I prefer that over Tuesday because Kaylee may have a game.
there you go, okay.
Yeah.
So let's do the 20th at 5 PM. It'll be a short meeting. Tori
Right.
just had, talked with the realtor, so he just wants to update everybody. So
And you
We'll
guys
do-
are close to the Martin Luther King, right? You're open.
we're open.
Okay.
So January 20th
Can we have a meeting?
at 5 PM.
Are we allowed to? Well, City Hall isn't.
Close.
We're not
Close.
closed,
Allowed.
yeah,
Right.
we're not closed, so.
Okay.
I will post for that then.
I don't have to work that day.
Oh, there you, you wanna do it sooner?
Well, but these guys don't wanna have to run back and forth if they go,
Oh, yeah.
oh, then they go to
Yeah,
fire
yeah.
We're gonna go
practice.
from here
No,
to
that's
fire
fine.
practice.
They don't wanna be running back and
Well, then maybe we
forth.
should almost go a little later, because it's only gonna take about a half an hour.
We might be able to slip over to Patrick's
I
for a
was gonna say, you
meal.
might have to have a snack.
So 5 PM on the 20th.
5 PM on the
We're going
20th.
on 5 o'clock.
Okay,
Okay.
Bottle bath.
Any building permits?
I do not have any.
Okay. Before we go into the rest of the meeting,
Go ahead with that.
I'm gonna go ahead with this. I would like to take a few minutes to recognize one of our employees. She evidently couldn't be here tonight. But, on behalf of the city council and the residents of Pierz, I would like to take this opportunity to thank Wanda Lundblad and recognize her for her 8 years of service. Over the years, her title was utility billing clerk, but her job really did encompass a whole lot more. She helped us through many transitions over those years. We went through lots of staff in that office, and she kind of helped keep things going there. She was always very willing to help out when she was needed. With regret, we did some administrative restructuring needed to take place, and the utility billing clerk position needed to be eliminated. With that meant that Wanda's position was eliminated. We want to thank Wanda for her dedication. She is and will be greatly missed, and we will have to get this plaque out for her. I do know that for her last day, that she had some flowers also, and just want to take a little bit of time to say thank you to Wanda on behalf of everybody. So,
And I'll make sure to get that to her. She wasn't sure she'd be able to make it, so I didn't know for sure if I'd see her.
okay. But I did want to thank her publicly, so.
I had them delivered to her house.
Oh, God.
Yeah, okay. Department reports, Bob.
A couple items. I had a call last week from a gal that's with, it's called Lindy Land Leadership Group, and it's sponsored by Little Falls Chamber of Commerce. And they want to do a project with certain cities. I guess she called me. And what they're looking at doing is putting some labels on the stormwater drains, and just basically a project to help protect the waterways. Basically, all of our water that gets into the catch basins are going to the Skunk River, which ends up in the Mississippi. But so this project would, they would actually pay for the markers. They're not sure if they're going to do a metal marker or a stencil. They would actually do the installations and fund the project. So I just wanted to present to the council and see if we can. At this point, it's no cost to us. I mean,
I think it's a good thing.
we're just gonna mark them. Yeah. I just made the comment that if she wants to do the stenciling, it's probably something that we want to maintain. I mean, it probably lasts for a year.
Right.
Scrape it off, yeah. They
Where's
wanna
it
do
go? Right in the tar?
Well, this was in the tar. I mean, they can, there's the little ones that goes right in the casting, you know, like on the top, or in the concrete, you know, right above the. But these are, you know, these are a 10-year warranty, and these, put them on with an adhesive, otherwise they drill a hole in the casting and put a ribbon on it. See Scott's here, you want to have some insight on it too? The storm drain markers.
Okay.
Yeah, they do something in the St. Cloud project, or looking at doing something like this.
So
We
if they
did,
did
we did
this-
some of those in Grey Eagle.
You did this
I
dance.
think we did the discs.
If you did the stenciling, is that something that they would come back and maintain, or is this a one-time thing? Because all of a sudden you put stenciling down and it wears off and it's not doing what it's designed to do in and out. So it's a little bit more of an eyesore than anything.
Lindy Land Leaders Group.
Lindy Land Leadership Group.
I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to putting an emblem on it, so labeling like that, but to go and paint the street right next to the drain, I don't know if I'd be, that's the greatest idea.
I think truck project wasn't after the fact, but I have seen stencils and stuff too. There's obviously a lot of options. Yeah, I guess.
If you mark them with a fish, then we might have to put up no fishing signs for the kids.
And actually, we do have some of these on our guest dates, it's right in the casting itself,
Okay.
it was poured right in when they did the castings. Oh, it's kinda neat, but we didn't do any of that in our other projects, so.
Then the other item I had was, the snowplow truck, the one that we were trying to sell. We ended up getting one bid for $7,000. The council had set a minimum of $10,000. So I guess I'm just looking for direction on where we should go from here.
Lower the minimum and put it back out, is that what you're looking to do?
That's would be my opinion, I guess. Maybe you don't even set a, can you not set a minimum and just say,
We could just put that,
refuse their
yeah,
right
the city refuses the right to accept
Not
any,
accept.
yeah, any reasonable bids.
Did you have a lot of interest on it? I mean, cause I got that email, was there a few tire kickers, but nobody really came and looked.
Yeah, I had,
Three
I had
even said that.
2 emails and one had called you.
3 actually came in with
I
good.
looked at it, and then 2 emailed or
Do you
something.
think if
Yeah.
it's something that we would put out on the internet, like on Craigslist or on something like that, that you would
We
get
can't
it
on
better if we
Craigslist.
can't?
Our auditor doesn't, because of the city, we can't put on there, but I did put it on the league.
Okay,
And I think that's where my emails came from, was from the
Okay.
league. I did put it on our website.
Yeah, I made the comment at the meeting we talked about it. I thought it was worth 8,000 to 12,000. It's probably more like, I mean, 7 to 8 to 9.
mhm,
It depends on how long you wanna wait.
yeah.
And who's looking at it, I mean,
And
what's.
set-
Well,
Yeah,
if you don't
the
get rid of
something's
it
only
pretty
worth
quick,
it,
it's, right now, it's, I mean, we got 2.5 months
year.
of snow left.
Yeah, exactly, now's the time to sell it. I think we should just put it with no minimum and just put, you know.
Reserve the right to
Reserve the right to
refuse.
refuse any unreasonable offer, and we get to define what's unreasonable then.
And advertise it.
How long do we have
And
to advertise it
such.
again?
Cause I think,
1 week, I think
do
is
another
enough.
week, yeah.
I actually had 2 people kind of on hold. I told them to call me tomorrow after this meeting. Different people actually that are still
Okay.
interested, but I just said, you know, explain that we had to set the minimum at 10. Had we not set the minimum at 10, I think we would have had bids above 7.
Yeah.
You think
From
so?
7 to 10.
Okay.
I think we would have, yeah.
Well, I guess I'm comfortable with lowering it, or
Just
just
not putting the
moving the
number,
reserve
yeah.
altogether,
Put a-
and we have the right
Yeah.
to refuse any offer.
And then Bob, do you wanna call the person who did put a bid and just let them know that like they'll have 1 more week to put a bid in?
I did call them
Oh,
the
okay.
day after
Oh, okay.
the bid's open, and I just told them that, you know, he didn't meet the minimum, and I'll present at the next council meeting with a decision.
Well, give them a heads up tomorrow again.
That if he wants to
Yeah.
put another bid in, he can,
Yeah.
and, yeah. And then I'll put it in the record and
There's
put
a
it on
couple
the
others
meeting again.
interested in it too, so that might
Well-
spawn him to go a little higher.
Yeah.
Well, right.
Okay.
Just the age of the truck, I think, is kind of, you know, it's in real good condition.
It's in very good condition.
Just the age.
Mhm. Yeah, you get the right person to come and look at it.
Well, and if somebody's not, you know, the only thing wrong is the sander doesn't work. And I mean, if somebody's looking for just a snowplow thing around a farm or a utility building or whatever,
It's a good one.
Donnie may need it out of Redwood. Oh, you
Thought
plug your
about
own.
that. Yeah, I've thought about that. I have, is that all you got? I did get, I got stopped on the street one day, and I got a phone call one day asking if we're gonna mark a route for snowmobiles to come into town and leave snow on the shoulder.
Well, we've got.
My thought was, can we do the same thing as we do with the 4-wheeler one, and
Well, isn't, I was saying that route is marked already,
Yes, I thought
correct?
it was already marked.
Yeah, they
it's
got-
marked for 4-wheelers.
Well, I
But
guess I
not
just
for
thought it
snowmobiles.
was, I guess I thought it
But
was.
why can't we, I mean, we don't have to designate, I mean.
Well, just that,
But
what
we gotta leave
what they
snow.
asked is that we leave snow on the shoulder, so they're not running on tar or anything
Well, the
else.
problem, what happens in years past is, then they start jumping up onto the people's front
When
yards,
there's
and
no- when
that's
there's no snow
a
there.
bigger
Right.
problem. And I think, I don't know, Matt, you live on Park, is there a lot of snowmobiles coming in that way, or?
Here and there, I mean, it's hit and miss. A lot of guys just take that back route around, you know,
By
around the
Newport.
school and stuff. or
A
by
lot of
Yale.
them are
Yeah,
still
cause they
coming
come by
up.
my house through the
Back
the
here.
A
school.
lot of them are coming
Over
up.
on Cassie's.
Well, the trail comes in right over
Right,
here.
so they're all coming up between Bochow's and Flickers and coming up that way.
Mhm.
And
On
as a
this side of
property
the
owner, I
highway.
wouldn't want.
Well, right now,
snow on
none of
my
the snow is
street.
gone, there's still enough there.
That's-
Yeah.
If you wanna park in my
Yeah.
street.
So-
Yeah, I've never, that's been brought up before, but I've never,
So I didn't know if we
Okay,
could
well-
designate and say that that's what it is.
But coming in from that direction, from Park Avenue direction, isn't that technically a county road? So you gotta get the county to say
Yeah,
they'll leave snow
that-
there,
yeah.
because that's not the city's.
And they wouldn't be willing to do that, I don't think.
I don't think they would
You know,
either.
it's one of those things where, I don't know, you can try to make exceptions and help things out, but if people, they're gonna go where they wanna go anyways. You know, if there's a trail that's designated and we leave snow there, not everybody's going to use that. You know, there's still gonna be traffic coming in through over by boat chows and stuff.
yeah, I don't know if it becomes a liability too.
I was
ultimately,
just thinking the same
snow
thing.
on the
Yeah.
street, insurance wise, I don't know.
And
Someone
then somebody
slips
slips
on
and
it.
falls.
Yeah, I don't think I wanna get into that at all.
Yeah, and I think, you know, the people that aren't snowmobilers, that are just the property owners, like Lynn had said, then you got this snow in front of your house, what if you got company coming and you wanna be able to park there or whatever, then it
Yep.
becomes, then you're gonna have those people who aren't happy, so it becomes a,
Or what if
You
you
know,
leave it, or what
pick a
happens if
poison.
you leave a trail there for people to drive on and then their cars are parking on it?
On it
so
anyways,
They're gonna
yeah.
either have to go
The
around
thing
or go
is,
up onto
is
somebody's property.
I think.
So then what do you do, put no parking
Right.
Maybe
signs there?
you'd have
Right.
better insight,
I
but
don't think so.
it's so compacted down right now on the edges,
Yeah.
It's not really going anywhere.
it's not gonna go anywhere.
Generally, I mean, the wing plow does the last 3 feet against the curb.
There's no down pressure on that
No,
one.
it's a double cutting edge and it's made to just kind of ride, so it's not really cutting. So it kind of leaves some.
Yeah, no, I
Generally,
don't.
you stay on the center line, so you kind of get the crown of the road to work it out.
Yep.
It'd be nice to have a trail designated.
Any idea about that, chief? You got any opinions?
I don't, I think it's better with not.
How has it been
I think
with
once
the
they know how to get in the town,
snowmobilers?
they find the right way in the town. Gas stations, there's always an easy way to get into, once they know how to do it. It's the ones that probably have questions are the ones that aren't from here that are coming through and a little confused, so I would change what we're doing.
See, and there used to be, Patrick's used to have a big sign up there that said Amoco oil, or, I mean, standard.
Yeah.
Wasn't Amoco. Had all of that, that's not out.
Why not?
Patrick decided not to put it out, I guess, I don't know. But that sign's no longer there.
That sign is down in the Snowmobile Club shed in Genola. Why didn't somebody put it
Nobody
out?
put it out, so when the people are coming through, they're not seeing it. We ended up,
We'll go get it and put it out.
we ended up having one come all the way
You're
to our
not part
house.
of the Snowmobile Club. Who's the head of the Snowmobile Club?
Mike Schaefer and John Field.
You wanna give them about that sign, yeah.
Well, see, Chad always helped out with the signs though. Last year he was out there with, Gary White Tosk was out there, Kurt Burgess, so Chad was always good at getting that sign up himself, so I would call Chad first. And I can do it too, Bob.
Yeah, 'cause I know that was a nice sign, I remember seeing
Yeah, it'd be
that.
nice to
No,
get
but
that
people
back up. I
don't even
mean,
know that's how to get in there.
oh, right.
This guy here came all the way through Main Street and ended up,
By
my
your house?
my snowmobile was parked outside, so he saw it, he came into my yard and he said, where the hell did you get this here? And I said, well, you missed it, it's over there. So then I sent them back through, I sent them on the other side by Stump's land. And then I said, when you get to where it's posted no snowmobile, then go on the road and cut across and then take Edwards down, and then I sent them to Red's Autos where I sent them. And then he's the one that said, why don't you have something posted that says, here's the snowmobile trail? Okay, I'll bring it up.
Yeah, Eric, get a hold of somebody and, or the snow, you know. You would think, if I was in that business, I would have my advertisement
No,
out there.
but I know, there's a lot of times I've been out too, you go through a town that you don't know, and next thing you know,
Stuff
you're turned
to
around,
find.
you're trying to find a gas station that's non-existent, or it's not even open.
Anna had made some signs for the 4-wheeler trail that said City of Pierz, and then it had the little symbol where you do your smartphone. And it pops up. I don't know if that's something that.
yeah, those turn, I mean, they work pretty slick, like
Yeah.
it was grand money and it just said like city.
Are they
Pierz.
out there?
Yeah, so city Pierz, and then you can bring it up on your phone and it lists off like all the restaurants and hotels and stuff in town.
Just kind of neat.
Yeah, it is kinda cool. They turned, I've never seen anything like that or done it before, but it turned out pretty cool.
But when you get
Man,
old
you
guys like me
But
that.
you can't use a flip phone on
Yeah,
that
one of
sign.
those-
Yeah, I know.
Where it's like, yeah. It actually, like, you just have to scan that and
It's
then
a
it brought it
QR
to.
code, QR, yeah.
Yeah, there you go, QR code.
Or something too, we could maybe look at is, you know,
They
during
don't
the
have
summer or
cars
something,
on it.
if you could have maybe a map made up and have
Yeah.
the city would put it out on the trail, and then you would have all your stuff, people can see it, where to
Yeah,
go
that'd
in
be
town,
cool.
what roads to take.
That's a good idea, man, you
Yeah,
know,
like
just
That way it
put one
helps
out on
people
that
out.
end of the town and then one down by the rail bed or
Yeah,
something.
Out by
exactly.
Dave Rush Lowe's or
By the
Steve, I mean,
sewer line,
Yeah.
yeah.
well, I'm glad, you know, all
That's
that
what
corner,
we should
'cause
do,
that's
is
where
have a
they're coming
couple
in.
little maps made up, you know, and maybe put them in like a glass box, or put a
Or even
stamp
just do
made
it
out
on
of it.
steel,
Yeah,
like it's amazing the stuff that projects can do and
Yeah.
just, you know, put it
That's a
on,
good
rip it on.
project for Scott.
Yeah.
Boy, a lot of projects today going that way.
but then I think we
He's
have
gonna
to be
call in
careful
sick
too, 'cause now
tomorrow.
you have to pretty much list everything, cause you can't single out a business, you have
Yeah.
to list all the
Those
gas
are the types of
stations,
things
all
which
the.
are good for grant, like, I'll see little grant projects out there,
Yeah.
those are good ones that.
Yeah,
to
keep your eye
apply for.
open for one, maybe this spring or
So,
summer,
I
and
can-
get it rolling.
I can keep my eyes open for that. Cool.
Don't keep up the good work, you going home to get sleep, because it's suppose it's coming again, the way the weather says.
It's not gonna be that bad.
Most of that thing's gonna be down south.
Thanks, Bob.
Terry, you want a copy or no? My annual report?
It's a very nice one, he did a
Yeah, you
good
did a good
job.
I put a copy of the annual report in all your boxes, and I'll just get to some of the, page number 4, calls. If you see we're going from 2010 up to 2013, the call load is going up, but the last 2 years it's starting to pan off. A lot of that has to do with, I think, finally addressing ordinance violations within the city limits. That has a lot to do with the call load. It also has a lot to do with who I have as part-timers generating traffic stops.